think we are live. I wonder if I'm sorry. Y'all have to bear with me. This is this is my first time using the let me see here. Mute, edit. Um how do you want to go live? Public, okay, category, thumbnail, playlist, okay. Language and settings. Sorry. Excuse me. You know what? Let me at least get some music. Y'all check out my boy KO. Where's he at? KO, KO, KO. Where my boy KO at? KAYOW. That's my boy. He got them beats. Okay. No. Okay. Nope. Anyone can participate. Okay. Cancel. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna have to go live like this. I was hoping I could show my screen somehow, but it won't let me unless I use some kind of. Wait. Yes, I can. Okay, I found it. All right, we're good to go. Wow. Hopefully everything's running smoothly. I have no clue if it is or it isn't. Um, y'all let me know. Is it running smooth? Am I lagging or am I good? Because if that's the case, I'm just gonna stop using OBS on live streams from now on. But y'all gotta let me know. I'm trying to get this right. Sorry. Live chat. And just fired. Yep, you're smooth. Oh, great. Let's go. Okay, cool. Good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm Cameron. This is Power in Here and the People. We live. Oh, they've been asking me to do this, y'all. So what I want to do is, okay, so I've really been debating whether I should move forward with the Hood River suit. I don't know if you've seen it. On my channel, I got two videos. One was done by Brian over at Here's the Deal. Shout out, Brian. What's up, Brian? That's my boy. And then he did one that's down below, and I think it's called Standing in Honor. And then my other dude, David, over at San Joaquin Valley Transparency, he did another version of it, taking his own interpretation of it. And that one's called The Best Traffic Stop on the Internet, I think is what he named it. So I just renamed it the same thing. So though this is what we're going to be talking about, that situation where they put me in the handcuffs, right? I'm walking down the street and they're just like, come up to me, put me in handcuffs like crazy, right? And then force me to give up all my information and then let me go with no tickets because they knew they was wrong. And then even admitted on the camera that they know the difference between traveling and driving. Like what? There's no better situation someone could have got than a police officer saying, I don't want to pay tabs because the corporate Portland City, corrupt Portland City, greedy, taking all of my money, and then saying on camera, well, I can't call you a sovereign citizen because that's not what you are. And then saying, no, I understand you're traveling, you're not driving. Like, and then letting you go with no tickets. How can it get any better? Please tell me, is there a better situation? I've never seen one. So that's why I think David was all like, yeah, this is the best, interaction as far as standing up on your right to travel that I've ever seen on the internet. Whatever. Cool. I love it. Thank you for the compliment. But that's not what we're speaking about here today. People keep telling me, Cameron, when you're suing on the federal side, you don't have to wait. You could wait till 24 hours until your last date and sue because you don't need to send an intent to sue letter. You don't need to send a notice of claim letter. It follows the state. So if they got 2 years, they got 2 years. Yeah, so that's what I found out. Did a little research and I said, you know what? I guess we might have to go ahead and file a suit. So what I wanted to do is show what's going on. Let me see. What can I do here? It says allow. Okay, I allow that for showing my screen. And then what do? I can share a Chrome tab or a window. So we would then show this window, share. Hopefully it's sharing with y'all. Okay. No, this is actually, no, that's the tiger one. Which one do I want? I want this one. I think I got to switch it though now. Let me see. Share screen. And if I'm sharing a window, yes, I'm going to be sharing this one, which is share. Let me see. So hopefully y'all can see this. I'm hoping so. If not, I just need to share my whole screen. Can I do that? Entire screen? Yeah, let's do that. This one. Share. Sorry, I'm getting used to this. Y'all be cool. Don't be mean to me. Okay. So, all right. Yes, this should. Okay. So what you're noticing here is this is the incident report. Of course, I got the body cam and everything. But right off the bat, this is the first page that they gave me. And you'll notice that it happened on December the 10th in 2022. Okay. It was at 10 a.m. I was on the way to an appointment. Like I was literally supposed to be at my at 10 a.m. And this has happened. And they took up my time. I was so flustered. I didn't sell the appointment. It was horrible. Anyways, so, the synopsis, right? They said a motor vehicle was stopped right off the bat. Right off the bat, they said a motor vehicle. By definition, I am not conducting a motor vehicle. So their assumptions and presumptions are incorrect. What is it doing? Oh, I got to do continuous zoom view, continuous scroll. Yes. Right? Yes. Okay, so we're going to read their incident report, right? What they tried to sit in here and say. Now, what you'll notice right here is they've got land vehicles. They've got mine, okay? And then, see, no information. They got no information they can put in. Then they got this one over here with license number. They put in an old license plate number. That ain't me. That ain't registered to me. That's why they couldn't give me no tickets. But then they got in this other old car that they pulled over. They didn't pull me over. They pulled over this one, but they tried to include it in. I'm already 50 yards up the street, if not more. I'm probably like 60, 70 yards away from them when they're getting out of their car. Okay. So the narrative on Saturday, December the 10th, 2022, approximately 10 a.m., myself and Officer Emaliki, okay, Delancey, were on duty in the city of Hood River. Officer Delancey and I were operating in a marked patrol unit, both in uniforms and displaying badges. It was all at the above mentioned time and date I observed two vehicles which appeared to be traveling together. Traveling. You're correct in that. Traveling together. You're right on that one, buddy. Eastbound on Oak Street. I don't know about them, but I know I was. Officer Delancey told me the vehicle in front had no affixed registration plates, and the vehicle behind it was exceeding the posted speed limit. Now, I'll tell you like this. They didn't observe me with no plates at first. They weren't even looking at me. They was looking at the Pearson speeding, but they putting it in here to sound good. Watch, you'll see some other things that sounded really good as well. Sounds good, right? I know y'all heard that phrase before. Yeah, it sounds good. You know what I'm talking about? So the vehicle in front was a blue 2014 BMW diesel bearing no registration plates. The second vehicle was a maroon 2000 Oldsmobile Bravada bearing Oregon registration plates. We were traveling westbound on Oak Street when the pair passed our unit. Officer Delancey turned around to initiate a traffic stop. Officer Delancey, and he did too. He whipped it right in the middle of a crosswalk too. It was kind of dangerous. Activated the patrol unit. Emergency overhead lights. Dang, there was an emergency? Really? What emergency was there? And what crime did you see? And was able to successfully stop the Oldsmobile in the first parking space on the north side of the state street immediately. The driver of the BMW, later positively identified through a Texas identification card as Cameron James Wilson, immediately parked his vehicle in the second space along the north side. It wasn't even the second space. He's such a liar. Second side of street, quickly exiting the vehicle and was walking westbound on the north sidewalk of State Street. Now, I got to tell y'all something if I'm not lagging over here. Let's see if I can get this bad boy to come back over here to me. Okay. And sharing, is that how it works? Okay. And I just want to let y'all know I am an amputee. At this time, my prosthetic limb was not great. My foot was not great. You can see it's all snowy and wet, icy out there. I do not walk quickly. So for them to put in there the language, oh, we observed him getting out of the car and walking quickly, is a lie. They might not have even known I was an amputee. So that's a lie. And I think I mentioned it in the conversations that I had, which are in the police conversations playlist. When I spoke to, a superior sergeant and then a lieutenant, it's like, yo, they put in this statement that they put in this bad boy that I was walking quickly. It's not feasible. Lies. Trying to look good. Okay. So let me see if I go back to share entire screen. Boom. Share. And then I got to get back to the preview though, which is this one. Okay. Okay. And was walking westbound. Okay. Important to note, with Cameron rapidly walking from the traffic stop, rapidly, bro. You can look on the camera. I was not walking rapidly, bro. Like, they such a lie. I reasonably suspected he was attempting to elude on foot. Well, you got that right. I was trying to elude on one foot. At least they didn't put feet. Oh, he said on foot. 5 toes. Watch out. That was good. I like it. Okay. I exited the patrol unit and started to perform a passenger side approach to the Oldsmobile officer. You know what? I need to pull this over here so that I can see y'all's chat. I'll put it on my other screen. Okay. And then come back over here and I do preview. And that way I can see the chat. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can do it like that. Just if y'all are saying something, you know. Blackout again. Wait, what do y'all mean blackout again? It shouldn't go blackout. Okay, I'm on screen. What y'all talking about, man? Leave me alone. You distracted me now, bro. Jeez. Golly, man. Jeez Louise, dude. All right. So, what did he say? Patrol to perform, to elude on foot. Wait, what? I immediately parked the vehicle. I exited the patrol unit and started to perform a passenger side approach to the Oldsmobile. Officer Delante performed a driver side approach to the Oldsmobile and told me to watch Cameron and instructed me to call him back. This is the white guy that initially talked to me. Officer Delante restated Cameron did not have plates on his vehicle. I did. They were private traveler plates. Officer Delante remained with the Oldsmobile to conduct that traffic stop. I walked westbound to make contact with Cameron. As I approached, I asked him if he could show me his hands for my safety. Cameron complied. So see, Cameron is respectful. You see what I'm saying? Cameron ain't trying to have no problems with these people, bro. I'm not, bro. I'm respectful. I don't have no problems with showing respect where respect's given, but don't violate my rights, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I advised him we needed to talk to him about his vehicle having no registration plates. You didn't need to. You wanted to, but you didn't need to. There was no need to because there was no crime. There was no probable cause. There was no reasonable articulable suspicion of any ORSs that were currently in violation. And even if there was, could you justify that there was a contract between Cameron Wilson and the state? Cameron said, I don't want to have any kind of conversation. Clearly, I don't want to. I don't have to. I can reserve my rights, which I did. I advised Cameron we saw him driving on the roadway, and we had lawful reason to contact him, even though he had parked and exited the vehicle. What lawful reason? Can you state an ORS and articulate that? Well, I don't want to talk, Cameron said. I again advised Cameron, advise. So now you're giving me legal advice? Do you see how all of this plays into a civil suit? Do you see? You got to be very articulate. Mention all of these things in the complaint, and I got a complaint. Y'all got to let me know if you want me to go through it with y'all, though. I've already got a rough draft, y'all. I got 8 days. So, again, advised Cameron, we saw him operating the vehicle. You saw me operating? What is the definition of operating? One employed, conducting business and commerce on the roads? No, I was traveling in my vehicle. Automobile, private conveyance, UCC 19-109, household good. On the roadway, which is legal justification for the stop. Cameron said, quote, well, I think first you would have to prove that I was driving on the roads in a commercial capacity. Unquote. This is all in the incident report. It's great. Lined. Perfect. I advised Cameron we had patrol footage linking him to the vehicle, at which point Cameron asked, can you get your sergeant? I advised Cameron it would be one moment, but that moment never came. No superior ever came. Cameron said, I'm going to reserve all rights at this point. Also, my right to remain silent. Cold cut and clear right there, baby boy. That's cold cut and clear. What else you want me to do? I'm reserving rights. No more talking to me. I advised Cameron this was no problem, and it is his right to remain silent. So why didn't you leave me alone? You should, when Emmy came up, you should have immediately been like, hey, Emmy, he reserved all rights, bro. He's not wanting to talk. He's reserved all rights, including his right to remain silent. Like, what? If not, you're in conspiracy at that point, buddy. If you just go along with what they're doing, I don't care if you new boot getting trained. You responsible too, bro. I'm sorry. It's not my responsibility. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. It's not my fault that you didn't get the proper training. I advised Officer Delancey over the radio Cameron was requesting a sergeant. Officer Delancey instructed me to tell Cameron to come back to his vehicle. Yeah, right. I advised Cameron Officer Delancey would speak to him at his vehicle. Cameron said, I'll stand where I stand in my square. Oh, I relayed the message to Officer Delancey, at which point Officer Delancey made his way to myself and Cameron. So literally, bro, dude stopped giving a ticket to the Oldsmobile and the people that were speeding in a 25-mile-an-hour place where it's downtown where the people are walking across and stuff, literally let them go while they were like being somewhat dangerous, speeding, just to come pursue me. Like, what? I again asked Cameron to keep his hands out of his pockets for my safety. It was cold out, y'all. So Cameron said, I'm going to keep my hands where I want to put my hands. Man, you're not my boss. Not to be rude, but you have to stand firm. Okay, let him know. No, sir. Important to note, this was the second time I had requested Cameron to keep his hands visible. Cameron's response caused an officer's safety concern for me, as I was not aware what Cameron had in his pockets. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so scared. What has Cameron got in his pockets? Officer Delancey approached and initiated a conversation with Cameron. See Officer Delancey's supplemental report for further details regarding his conversation with Cameron. This conduct resulted in Cameron being detained in handcuffs by Officer Delancey. Oh, an admitted confession. An admitted confession of a custodial arrest. Actually, it was a full-blown arrest because I was put in handcuffs and read my Mirandas. Wow. Cameron was in handcuffs for approximately 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 minutes, huh? And I was only let go after I requested to be let go. Idiots. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude. Sorry. Ugh, I don't mean that. Cameron was later released and received no citations. You're right on that one, Papa Bear. So this is that other guy. I think this is the guy right here that was just so rude. Ryan Junt. He was the one that was just like, take him to jail, and you need to go to jail, and you're gonna sit there till your fingerprints are brought back up, and driving's a privilege, and all right. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, you're right. I'm like, you think I'm not gonna agree with you? I know what the definitions mean, bruh. Anyways, okay. So blah blah blah, same stuff. Let's get to it. So let's hear his. Let's see what he says. Overhood. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's hear him. So on Saturday, at about 10 o'clock, I heard Officer Delancey and Officer Griffin call out a traffic stop. Then I overheard Officer Griffin on the radio advise Officer Delancey a subject was requesting a sergeant. And this guy ain't a sergeant, y'all. So at about 10:03, I arrived on scene with Officer Delancey. Let me check the chat. You're good. I made a friend of mine watch that video. Black screen again. Man, your channel seems to be suppressed. There's no way this isn't being passed around more. Man, it ain't suppressed. Look, I got 33 people in here watching. Y'all are amazing. It's not being suppressed, y'all. We're naturally, organically growing with no paid advertising. We're good, y'all. We are all blessed and very thankful. Everybody here is happy. We'll get there, bro. It takes time. You got to build it. You got to build the strength and the unity and the knowledge and the wisdom and everything. It's okay. All right, so I arrived on scene with Officer Delancey and Officer Griffin. Upon my arrival, they were talking with a male subject on the north side of State Street on the sidewalk. They were west of their patrol vehicle and a BMW station wagon. Yeah, you dig? As I walked up to them, I could see the male subject was holding his cell as if he was recording their conversation. The male subject asked Officer Delancey for his name and badge number, which Officer Delancey provided him. The male subject then asked Officer Griffin for his name and badge number, which Officer Griffin provided him. The male subject turned towards me and asked me for my name and badge number. As he did this, Officer Delancey just literally grabbed the male subject and detained him and put him in handcuffs. He hid the male subject's left arm behind his back using his right hand, while Officer Delancey placed on his wrist and read him his Miranda rights. Why would they do that? Where's the PC? Where's the reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime being committed? Officer Delancey then escorted the male subject back to where his vehicle was located. I wonder if that escorted terminology is proper. Officer Delancey was trying to get the subject to identify himself. I advised Officer Delancey to take the male subject to jail. Take him to jail for failure to carry and present. So it goes from Cameron Wilson walking on the streets to Cameron Wilson asking for badge numbers to Cameron Wilson being put into handcuffs to Cameron Wilson being subject and being told to take him to jail for standing on his constitutional rights that he doesn't have to present or identify himself when there has been no probable cause or reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime being committed. Where, where, what? No, I'm suing y'all. I thought I'd give you a pass. I'm suing you. It, not putting up with it. Everybody's told me don't put up with none of it. We're doing it. I then advised the male subject driving in the state of Oregon is a privilege and not a right. And I totally agree with you. I am 100% in agreement with that. If you know the definitions, you know that that's true. See Officer Delancey and Officer Griffin's reports for further. Okay, we sure will. Let's do it. So this is Officer Delancey's statement, incident report. We already know this information. So observation 1. Yep, I visually verified there was no affixed registration. Yep, neither a vehicle trip permit. Yep, you're right. I don't need a permit. I don't need permission. This is a violation of the Oregon state statutes. Yeah, if you're in agreement or in contract or operating on the roads in a commercial capacity. And there would be a requirement, but I'm not doing the such. So, sorry. Observation 2. Behind Cameron's vehicle traveling at a speed, I visually assessed the verified through the use of my patrol radar detection system at 40 plus, which was above the posted. Yeah, behind Cameron's vehicle, behind the other car, behind of 20 was a maroon. Yep, they were out there speeding, and it was 20, bro. They're going plus 40 plus. A little dangerous, dude. There's a lot of people walking out there. Hood River's got a lot of people that walk downtown, bro. So based upon the observations and verifications of the infractions committed by both vehicles and their respective drivers, you could never assume that I would have an infraction if you are not even seeing a license plate in the first place. So it would be safe to assume that if there's not a state-issued license plate, that one is not operating in commerce, unless you just don't know. But he did because he verified it. I performed a U-turn. Okay, yep. Once we were on the street, yep, I positioned my patrol call unit behind the Oldsmobile, observed Cameron quickly walking. Stop it. 5 toes, y'all. Remember, I got 5 toes. I exited my patrol unit and directed Officer Griffin to establish contact with Cameron and have him return to his Cameron vehicle. It was at this juncture I was able to visually verify a white placard on Cameron's vehicle where the rear registration would be located. If y'all don't got one of these big steak cups for your coffee, you're tripping out. You better go get one. I love it. Okay. I think they got them on Etsy. So it was at this juncture I was able to visual. Yep, Cameron's plate where a vehicle where the rear registration would be located. The placard read "Private automobile, not for hire, traveler." While I spoke with the driver of the Oldsmobile, Officer Griffin contacted Cameron. Hey, babe. Y'all hold on. Give me 1 second. I just broke my baby girl's heart. She's so mad at me right now. She's like, no. She's crying. I want to stay with daddy. She's so pissed. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So, vehicles based upon the observations. He thought both of us were traveling together, right? He said. Let me get back to where we were. Once we turned right, westbound. I positioned my car, observed Cameron. Verify. Okay, yes. Private automobile, not for hire. Traveler. You're right. That's what I am. I'm letting you know. I'm putting it out there. You have been given notice. That is my notice. If you violate my notice, that's on you because you don't know. While I spoke with the driver of the Oldsmobile, Officer Griffin contacted Cameron. As I spoke with the driver of the Oldsmobile, Officer Griffin advised me via radio transmission of Cameron's request to have a sergeant respond to our location. Important to note, excuse me, I'm still getting over the sickness. Important to note, there was no supervisor staff on duty. Important to note. Why do you think it says that? Important to note, Yeah, it's very important to note that you are supposed to have a supervisor on duty at all times to keep yourself out of these situations, to put you in check, especially when the public requests one. If there's not one on duty, you should already stop, bro. You know what, good sir, we don't have a sergeant on duty right now. You have a good day. As I spoke, there was important to know there was okay. In addition to Officer Griffin advised Cameron was refusing to comply. Refusing? No, I'm not refusing to comply. I'm telling you that I don't have to. So there is no refusal because I don't have to with his lawful order. There is no lawful order. See, this is the thing. Y'all think administering a free man is okay. Administering a free man is repugnant to his freedom. Hello? Hello? In addition, yeah. Okay. Lawful order to return to his vehicle. In regard to Cameron's refusal to follow officer's directive as though he was above me, which he even stated in the video, I'm Officer Amy. I don't like the officer portion because it seems as though I am above you and I am not. So then why now do you think all of a sudden I have to abide by your directives without no PC or RAS? To return to the vehicle, this would constitute obstruction of governmental duties. No, it wouldn't, because obstruction of governmental duties involves a physical interaction. If you are going to be out here and conducting some kind of investigation to try and find a claim in which you can prove that a probable cause and violation of an ORS has actually been has taken place, then do so. But it does not require me to speak to you to do so. And if you, under threat of duress, try to make me talk when I have reserved all my rights, then that is a violation of those liberties in which have been secured for me, in which you are supposed to abide by as a barrier to allow us to live free. Hello? Cameron, as the driver of a vehicle, was lawfully stopped and contacted by Officer Griffin. Oh my God, here we go. The officer now is gonna try and pull in Casey's law, y'all. Here we go. Jeez Louise. The U.S. Supreme Court ruling of Pennsylvania versus Mims allows Cameron's movements to temporarily be controlled by Officer Griffin and or any law enforcement officer present. If you had pulled me over, bro, like in my car, like tell me otherwise. If there was probable cause of a crime, yeah, I don't disagree with that. After allowing the drive, but I don't commit crimes. After allowing the driver of the Oldsmobile to be on his way, I don't hurt people, with his way with a verbal warning for exceeding the posted speed limit. See, he just let the person go. The person out here really in contract with the state, really out here violating what they're in contract with, and we just gonna let them go. I walked toward Officer Griffin in Cameron's location. As I walked by Cameron's vehicle, I observed there were pieces of paper appearing to be strategically placed to conceal the vehicle's VIN number. No, I just put a feather in front of my VIN, bro. You can't read it. I'm private. What's wrong with that? You mad? You're mad. You're big mad. Because I don't want to be public. There's nothing wrong with that. I advised. I mean, that's literally, man. I have the eligibility to be private in all of my person's papers and effects, right? You tell me different. Am I wrong? Please, someone tell me different. I advised Cameron if he continued to refuse to walk back toward his vehicle, he would be detained in handcuffs for obstruction. Cameron at this time did not walk back toward his vehicle as instructed. Damn, instructed. You went from I'm not above you to do as I say because I'm instructing you to. That was, man, dude went from 0 to 100 real quick. Wish I had a button that said real quick 0 to 100. You know, that old thing. I need to get one of those soundboards. That'd be cool. He instead requested a sergeant. Cameron was advised there was no supervisor staff on duty at this time. Cameron, while holding his cellular phone and recording, which is a First Amendment right, so watch this. Watch this, y'all. This is what's crazy. Requested the names of badge numbers of all officers present. I provided Cameron with my first name and badge number, as did Officer Griffin. After receipt of this requested information, Cameron took 2 steps west along the sidewalk toward Officer Ryan Junt while requesting Officer Junt's name and badge number. Important to note again, Officer Junt had some seconds prior arrived on scene. Yeah, you came up behind me. I'm like, whoa, Y'all starting to surround me, bro. I'm getting in defensive mode, like my natural spidey senses, or just like reflexes of human, ether, and that orb of ether that surrounds us. That magnetic field was like ding, 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 and I was like, whoa, watch out, bro. Let me get you on camera too, dog. And yeah, I turned around to get his too. He freaked me out. Whoa, I hear you, buddy, back there in that ice and snow. So once Cameron started walking towards Officer Junk, I took control hold of his wrist. Wow. For what? And advised him he would be detained at this juncture. What I want focused on was the gentle manner. Oh my God. Look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Oh, it's so bad. He has to put in words like this to try and be descriptive. You want to know why it was a gentle manner? Because I just allowed you, bro. You violated him. You did what you did. I'm gonna let you do it. You messed up. Okay, I'm gonna be polite about it. Gentle manner with which I took control of Cameron's wrist. I then took Cameron's phone and placed it inside of his jacket pocket without tampering with turning off the phone. A lie. He did. When he grabbed the phone, he pushed the side button, locked it, and put it in my pocket. How I knew is because when I went into my car a little bit later to get my documents, as I was opening up the door, I opened and pulled out my phone to look, and it was off. And I was like, perfect, bro. And he even asked me, hey, you can go in your pocket and pull out your phone. It should still be on and recording. He already knew it hadn't. That's why he mentioned it on his dash cam. It was like, I knew I did something wrong, so I need to mention it on here. It's running in the back of his head. It's like people intentionally put things out there to try and cover themselves for something that they know is a big violation in the background. I got him, bro. I got these people so hardcore. I don't know why I waited so long. Once Cameron started, took out the phone, turning off. I verbally advised Cameron I would not turn off the phone. See, he even mentioned it here in the report. I verbally advised Cameron I would not turn the phone off and allow it to continue with the recording. He didn't. He didn't. So you'll notice that's why he said that on camera intentionally, and then intentionally put it in here to cover his ass. He tried to do a cover your ass. CYA. Yeah. I placed Cameron in handcuffs, both of which were double locked and checked for fit. Cameron was simultaneously advised of his Miranda rights, so I'm under arrest. For what? After being placed in handcuffs and escorted back toward his vehicle, I requested Cameron's information. Cameron again requested a sergeant. Cameron was again advised there was no supervisory staff on duty. After much back and forth with Cameron, he finally provided his name and date of birth. A status check on Cameron through the Hood River 911 call center revealed he did not have a valid driving privileges. Why? Because I got rights. Natural rights. I got, turn it up. I got rights, and you can't take them. Don't get mad, just get to stepping. Oh man, it cut the music. All right, well that was enough anyways. I would have kept going for a little bit, but it's okay. Okay, so a static check on Cameron. Yep, registered. Have valid driving privileges through the state of Oregon. Why? Because I don't need them. In addition, Cameron's last registered Oregon plates showed the registration had been expired since 2021. That's right. I don't register. No plates. The car's not registered. Nothing. I'm private. I'm secure in my own because I am the I am. Cameron, after approximately 6 minutes, requested to be released from handcuffs. 6 minutes too long. You know what I'm charging for every minute? 100,000. 100,000. I'm going for it. Requested to be released from handcuffs. Per Cameron's request, I released him from handcuffs. Per Cameron's request, I released him from handcuffs. Wow. Isn't that amazing? We have another important to note, though. Cameron was reminded his cellular... See, he did it again. He had to cover his own ass. Cameron was reminded his cellular telephone. You want to know why? Because he violated my First Amendment right to record. And he knows it. So he's covering his ass. Was released from handcuffs. Important to note, Cameron was reminded his cellular telephone was inside his jacket pocket and he could retrieve his phone and continue recording. Cameron responded, nah, it's all right. You want to know why? Because I already knew he turned it off. I'm not going back to turn it back on. You already violated it. I know I'm gonna get your dash cam. It's over with for you. Cameron retrieved his Texas ID from his vehicle, being polite. I was just like, dude, they're checking me already date of birth. So I was just like, dude, y'all want to see my ID? Show you I'm not lying, bro. You already let me go from the handcuffs now, you know? You then forced me under duress and threat of arrest, read me my Miranda rights. Let's get it all out there, okay? Let's get it all out there for you boys. So with Washington State court documents, which he stated showed he did not have to possess a driver's license as long as he was not engaging in commerce. Important to note, Cameron during the interaction stated, "I don't have a driver's license." Cameron also defined the displayed placard on the rear of his vehicle as being his private license plates, which I need to even stop using license. I mean, I can. It's my private permission plate. Like I'm giving myself my own private permission. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you could put it like that, but I guess I just need to put my own private notice, actually, is what I need to do. No, these are my private notice plates. This is giving notice to all of the public and private that I am private. And then and am currently not for hire. Or you can just go get you some not for hire plates if you want. That's always been a thing. And it's actually termed in most statutes. So just go get you some not for hire plates if you so fit. After further back and forth with Cameron, I used my discretion. Yes, you did, but you already violated, so it doesn't matter. You chose your discretion after it was too late before it got any worse, and chose not to issue the following citations, which would have been lawfully allowed to if he was in commerce. So he was going to try and give me one for no operator's license, failure to renew registration, and driving without valid proof of insurance. Prior to leaving the scene, Cameron extended his right hand after explaining to him everything. And him also, he didn't even include the aspect though. No, I get it. Yeah, you're driving or you're traveling. You're not driving. I extended my right hand and shook Cameron's hand. While shaking my hand, Cameron stated, "I respect you." Y'all understand how powerful that is? Giving respect when you finally, after I have conversed with you and shown you who I am, standing firm in my square, that you can respect me so I can give you respect back. That's okay to do, y'all. It's okay to give respect back because what we just did is we educated this guy. We gave knowledge to this guy. We gave power to this guy. Okay? So as you notice, I had to pay for the police reports, the photos, the video. I think there's actually an interview too. So I'm going to the library today. And I'm going to see what is on the rest of these DVDs. Okay? Look, if y'all are trying to reach out to me on this phone number. Okay? You can text me right there. I don't care. It's my business line. And don't text me on this email, though. You won't get a response. Okay? So let me see. What do I do here? If I do X screen thing, stop sharing. Okay. So that's that. What else do I got to show y'all? Yeah, I'm going to just do that. Oh, no. You know what? I'm going to ask y'all, and y'all going to have, I know it's going to lag in the chat. So what I want to do real quick is I'm going to lower this, and I am going to go get some water real quick upstairs, but I'm going to ask this question and y'all answer it real quick. Okay. I'm going to take a 3-minute break and I'm going to come back, see the answers. And I want y'all to tell me, do y'all want me to go over the complaint that I have drafted that I have to file within 8 days? Yes or no? Okay. Y'all let me know right now. I'm about to go get some water real quick. Okay. Let the music play. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me see. What are y'all saying in the chat? Yes, most definitely. I'm not able to regurgitate all the information, so nothing is going my way when it comes to all this. You'll get there. Don't trip out. You'll learn, bro. It comes with experience, okay? Yes, absolutely. And there's still 40, so everybody wants to. Okay, let's do it. Now, what I want y'all to understand is that I heavily utilize the tools at my disposal, okay? I definitely utilize ChatGPT. I have paid subscription to it. There's certain models within ChatGPT where you can upload your documents, go through them, develop something, take it over to another model which is more intelligent and has reasoning and logic, is able to think, formulate a game plan, and then put forth what you want. Okay. So if that's the case, last night I was working on my draft, right? Let me see, share screen, entire screen, this one, share. Okay. Now we're sharing this one. And then what we'll do is come into, I have to pull this one over. Okay. Okay. So let me see. I think it'll be this one. If it'll load. Okay. Let me see. And then I take this one back. Okay, so let me see. So boom. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. Okay, so I'll full screen this one, right? Yes. Okay. No, I need to. No, this is the wrong one. I've already got it. Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So let me close this out. Close, and then I'm just trying to get some memory so I don't, for my computer, so I don't lag out too bad, y'all. Give me a second. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I think I'm getting some memory back. Let's see if I exit out of these. So y'all bear with me. And don't go making fun of me and my big lips and my cotton mouth, bro. I ain't trying to hear none of that. All right. I don't care. I smoke good Mary Jane. All right. And I'm talking a lot. So y'all leave me alone. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Okay. All right. So I'm working on this. Let's do 150. Okay, that's big enough. It should be. All right. All right. So what you're going to notice here, United States District Court, District of Oregon, Portland Division. Whatever state you're in, you're going to need to go to your district courts, and you need to download the Pro Se package. There's going to be a Pro Se package. It's a PDF. Gives you all of the rules that you got to abide by. Okay. If you're confused on any of those rules, just copy that rule. I use a computer, man. I would see it would be pretty hard to do all this on a phone, but it could be, you could do it. And if I don't understand something, I'm putting it in a chat GPT and saying, give me a dummy down full explanation of this so that I cannot be mistaken. And it does it. Okay. So we're going to do a complaint for violations of civil rights. Well, actually, it's going to be a complaint for the 4th and 14th Amendment violations. I can also do a First Amendment right as well. So this is going to get updated some more, but this is the basis. Okay. So the introduction, this is what you would be filing over for your civil complaint. And when it comes against agencies, if you're going to be going on the federal side, you do not have to you do not have to submit over to them an intent to sue letter or a notice to claim. You got all 2 years and you can go right for it. You ain't got to notify nobody. Okay. I know so. I've done study. So, introduction. This is a civil rights action seeking redress for violations of plaintiffs' constitutional rights under the 4th and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution committed by defendants acting under color of state law. Yes, they were. There are statutes. 2, jurisdiction and venue. The court has jurisdiction over this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. section 1331 and 1343 A3 and 4 because plaintiff asserts claims arising under the Constitution and laws of the United States. And the venue is also proper in the District of Oregon pursuant to 28 U.S.C. section 1391B because all incidents, events, and occurrences giving rise to this action occurred in the city of Hood River, Oregon. 3, parties. Okay. My full name, of course, and is at all times relevant herein was a resident of the state of Oregon. Actually, I have to change that because I wasn't. Defendants, city of Hood River. Okay. Why? Because they're a municipal corporation duly organized under the laws of the state of Oregon. They are a subcorporation of the corporation, the state of Oregon. Okay. Defendants Amy, defendants Austin, and then my other officer. I forget what his name was, Jant, something crazy. Acting under the color of law. So they're getting sued in their individual capacity. Factual allegations. Now, all of these allegations ain't hidden here. I just started, okay? And I went and got my documents and scanned them in, the incident report. And I was like, maybe I'll do a live stream. They might like this. Maybe it brings y'all some insight, knowledge, wisdom, gives you confidence to move forward because you can. All power's inherent in you. You got to start enforcing your titles, okay? The United States codes are your laws, especially Title 18. Go get it. It's time to get it. On December the 10th, yep, we're going through all that. Plaintiff is an amputee who requires periodic stretching to adjust his prosthetic limb for comfort and proper mobility. Now, you know what? Let me explain this a little bit further. You know why I parked my car? It wasn't because someone was behind me getting pulled over. I'm sure somebody's going to say that, oh, he got scared and pulled over, started walking. Bro, no. So when I'm driving long distances, I came from Portland to Hood River. That's a good hour and a half. I'll be throwing my car on cruise control and I take off my leg. But sometimes it'd be hurting, bro, because I keep the sleeve on. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is that I'll get out of my car before I show up at my customer's home because I don't want to get out of my customer's home. And sometimes my customers got their blinds open. They be looking out, waiting for me to come. They're like judging. They're looking. So if I get out of my car and I limping or something like that, I don't want people to be like, "What are you limping?" Start looking all crazy. So I park, get out of my car and walk a little bit to work off the pain and just kind of like have somewhat of a normal gait as I'm walking when I'm like 2 or 3 minutes away from the home. So that way, as soon as I get to the home, I'm getting out and looking normal. Okay. That's the whole reason why I did it. Like, they don't understand that. I do it every time I have an appointment. It's long ones, anyways. B, initial encounter. While traveling, a vehicle approached rapidly from behind plaintiff's automobile. Yep, we all know this. Plaintiff proceeded. So what I do is I line out every single thing that I do as far as an incident is concerned. Why? Because they have to prove, they have to state that it's fact or deny it as non-fact in their rebuttal. Each one, if you start paragraphing, you want to know who I learned this from? This exact thing that I'm thinking right now? Brandon Joe Williams, because I'll be watching him in his suits. That's my boy. Shout out to Brandon Joe Williams, my boy. King of Pickleteria, you dig? Okay, so, yeah, I line everything out now. That's how I do it. Line everything out. Okay, so we go through all of the incidents as far as they happened. I'm lining them all out. Every single thing that we just went for. You're arresting me right now. No, you're detained. That would be an arrest, putting you in Norco. I'm putting it all out because they have to claim it as fact or try and say that it's not fact, which it's all fact. Okay, so the violations of rights. Then we go after facts. We're going into the section D, which is violation of rights. Defendants accused plaintiff of obstructing justice without any articulable facts, suggesting he was hindering a lawful investigation. The alleged obstruction was baseless, as defendants initiated contact with plaintiff without lawful justification after abandoning the initial traffic stop of another vehicle. 34. The defendant's actions were predicated solely on plaintiff's exercise of his constitutional right to travel and use his private license plates, which does not constitute reasonable suspicion or probable cause of criminal activity. 35. Defendants refused plaintiff's request for a supervising officer, thereby denying him access to supervisory oversight of the officer's conduct. 36. Defendants conducted an unlawful seizure of plaintiff's person and property in violation of the Fourth Amendment. 37. During the encounter, defendants made statements evidencing a misunderstanding of the law and disregard for plaintiff's constitutional rights, including assertions that driving is a privilege and not a right. That needs to get changed. And plaintiff would go to jail for exercising his rights. After unlawfully detaining plaintiff, defendants eventually released him without charges, acknowledging that they would not issue any citations. E, harm and damages. 39. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's actions, plaintiff suffered unlawful deprivation of liberty, physical discomfort from being handcuffed, emotional distress, humiliation, and embarrassment. And it was literally, people are standing right beside me, bro, and they're walking, and I'm like getting arrested, bro. Like, I had to go to my appointment, 2 minutes up the road in like distraught, bro. I had to literally let the guy know that I had just gotten assaulted, and I didn't sell that appointment. I was totally not in my zone whatsoever. It like totally knocked me off. Like, how are you gonna sell? Man, it was crazy. As cool as I was very worked up. D, violation of constitutional rights. E, interference with his professional obligations, straight up. So, claims for relief. Count 1, unlawful seizure and false arrest in violation of the Fourth Amendment against defendants Emmy and Austin. 40. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. 41. Defendants acting under color of state law, which is not law. It's color. It's colorable law. It's a facade. It seems as though it is, but it's an illusion. It's a fallacy. It only is applicable if you're in contract. Unlawfully seized and arrested plaintiff without reasonable suspicion or probable cause, violating his right under the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. Defendant's actions were intentional, reckless, and in gross disregard of plaintiff's rights because they knew it. He admitted on camera, no, I get it. You're traveling. You're not driving. They knew it. He admitted it. It's all admitted on camera. Go back and watch it. Count 2, excessive force in violation of the Fourth Amendment. People be like, oh, did you get beat up? No, but there was excessive force in the aspect that I was handled, arrested, taken into handcuffs, and then moved from where I wanted to be into another location. So to me, that's excessive force because no force should have been given in the first place. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. 44. Defendant's use objectively unreasonable and excessive force by forcibly grabbing plaintiff, handcuffing him without lawful justification, and seizing his personal property. Such force was unnecessary and disproportionate to any perceived threat or lawful objective. Count 3, violation of First Amendment rights. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates. 47. Defendants retaliated against plaintiff for exercising his First Amendment rights, including his right to request a supervisor and question the legality of officers' actions. 48. Defendants' actions were intended to chill plaintiff's exercise of his constitutional rights. Failure to intervene against defendants Amy and Austin. 49. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates. 50. Each defendant has a duty to intervene to prevent the violation of plaintiff's constitutional rights by other officers, which he didn't do. When I reserved all rights and you stayed quiet, you're supposed to intervene. You're supposed to prevent violations. That's how big this gets. Y'all got to understand what's enforceable and what is not. We have to start enforcing our laws. The United States codes are our laws to enforce. We are the law. They're ours. 51. Defendants failed to intervene, thereby violating plaintiff's rights. The Monell claim, unconstitutional policy, custom, or practice against defendant City of Hood River. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates by reference all preceding paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. I hope y'all are all chatting together. Good. I see y'all chatting. That's good. Okay. Sorry, I'm not looking right now. I'm trying to give y'all as much information as possible. 53. The City of Hood River, through its police department, developed and maintained policies, customs, or practices exhibiting deliberate indifference to the constitutional rights of persons within the city, which were the moving force behind the violations of plaintiffs' rights. See how good this is? 54. Such policies. I don't abide policies. Nope. They cannot, please, get them out the way. I don't need your policies. Don't want no customs or practices. I don't want your policies. Okay. So such policies, customs, or practices include, but are not limited to, A, failing to adequately train by giving knowledge, wisdom, and education, and supervise, because there is no supervisor or supervisory officers regarding constitutional limits on detention, arrest, or use of force. Force is touching me, bro, and making me move back to where I don't want to be. That's force. B, encouraging or permitting officers to initiate stops and detentions without reasonable suspicion or probable cause. C, failing to discipline officers who violate constitutional rights. I know you heard the Hood River Conversations in the law enforcement conversations playlist. They ain't even disciplining them. They're just like, yeah, whatever. They have the right to do that, brother. Dude, what? No, they don't. Learn the law, bro, because all you've learned is statutes. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that this court enter judgment in his favor and against defendants and grant the following relief, which they will do, bro. They're gonna grant me, bro. I promise they're gonna grant me. A, compensatory damages for all physical, emotional, and economic injuries suffered by plaintiff in an amount to be determined at trial. I'm gonna let them determine it. I'm gonna ask for something, but I'm gonna let them determine it. Punitive damages. It ain't gonna go to trial though. They're going to settle. Punitive damages against the individual defendants in their individual capacities to punish and deter such willful, because it was willful. Remember, they said on camera, no, I get it. You're traveling. You're not driving. No, I get it. I can't call you a sovereign citizen. That's not what you are. I'm not going to issue you any citations against you. And it's not that I don't like court. Oh, you're about to not really like court. I'm about to tell you. If you liked court, you ain't going to like it after this. I promise that. I've done learned, buddy. I took my time and I learned. Declaratory relief. A declaration that defendant's actions violated plaintiff's constitutional rights. Injunctive relief. An order requiring the city of Hood River to implement appropriate policies and training to prevent future violations. This one right here, attorney's fees and costs, I got to edit this out because, I mean, I guess you can award me fees for being an attorney in fact, for all the time that I've had to put towards this. That's a lot. Man, that's a lot. F, any other relief, such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. And then, of course, jury demand. Plaintiff deems trial by jury. Okay. And then all the exhibits, of course, we'll put in legal analysis and the incorporation of the transcript, just some good stuff, extra stuff there. So that's how that works. I want to check out some of y'all's comments real quick. I'm hoping y'all are finding this very helpful. If I can, I want y'all to do this. Let me see. Change. Where's my petition? All right, I'm going to put this link in the chat real quick. Y'all need to go sign it right now. I just gave y'all a whole bunch of information. If you haven't gone and signed this, that's all you can do. That's the least you can do for me is go sign that, okay? Just go sign that, please. It's just a signature. All you got to do. And what would be even cooler is what I've noticed is that people are actually putting videos up now or typing out how they feel and why they support the petition. That's badass. I just saw that yesterday and I was like, whoa, bro. I was like, whoa, that's very cool. So, yeah, you can put your own video, like record your video and upload it on the petition. And speak how you're feeling and why you feel it. You can see other people doing it. So yeah, if y'all can sign that petition, that would be great because I just gave y'all, 2 hours of my time. Really? Was it 2 hours? No, just an hour. So that's good. Not too much of y'all's time. Good. Okay. Let me read some comments. Y'all ask me some questions. What do y'all got? I'm looking in the comments real quick. Very understandable. They even surpassed the founding. Yes, most definitely. Hey, have you ever considered a live stream with a call-in guest for questions or discussion? That would be hard. Hopefully my MacBook can handle that. I think I might need to upgrade to a Mac Mini, the new Mac Mini. So yeah, that might be a thing. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out on the call-in. I don't know how to tie it into, I'm using YouTube. I don't want my computer lag out. Change my answer. Very understandable. They even suppress funding docs as well here in Springfield, Missouri. That is, I just started watching your page, went through the same situation, got fined. Y'all reach out to me. If you got anything you need some understanding on, reach out. Through qualified immunity, the tribe USC is not law. The statutes are large from which they are derived. Maybe though. United States codes, those are our laws to enforce. None of our alleged officials have the oath of office. Let's see what's live right now. What was the Missouri case law you posted about this stuff? I'm from there. So the Missouri law stuff that was posted up yesterday, that was actually a mistake. And as you notice, I don't put up a lot of stuff and present it without vetting it. And yesterday I was talking to Luis, and Luis sent me that. And I took a screenshot and I was like, whoa, that's interesting. I didn't vet it. I was like, oh man, that's really good. And I just posted it in the community tab. And it was wrong. People were searching up because they wanted to find it and they couldn't find it. And I was like, oh my God. Once I started seeing that people were saying, hey man, you're misleading. I was like, no, take that down, bro. Like, I'm not trying to mislead anybody. If I was wrong, thank you for correcting me. And that just shows the power of the people. When we make mistakes, it's not like we're on a high horse to where we feel as though I didn't make a mistake. I'm better and I'll never make a mistake. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Iron sharpens iron, bro. We can only improve by correcting ourselves and being humble enough to take correction and improve. Like, that's the only way you get better. I kind of think of it like this. Our nation is about to go through a drastic change. And the reason we're about to go through a drastic change is because we are starting to recognize that I think more people are starting to recognize that life is not granted, bro. Like you can go at any moment. At any moment you can go. When I got my car accident and lost my leg, I flatlined. They brought me back to life. They hit me with the defib, brought me back to life. And what's crazy in all of this is the aspect that I would have never known that I would have gone through that. Let alone the aspect that at any moment, tomorrow, today, right now, you could be gone. So what are you doing? And are you continuously thinking about that? At any moment you could go. It's kind of like the things that you think are a big deal in life are really small if you really understand that, hey man, you keep it in the forefront of your mind that at any moment I can go. And if that be true, which is true at all times, no matter how cautious you may be, I think your whole mind frame is going to change. And I think we're getting unity with everybody. Because see, I'm not just educating people. Like, see, there was a big thing I think years ago and why I didn't put out my book and why I didn't come out and start speaking and putting out all of my information like I had as far as the public, because it was all getting tied into some sovereign citizen movement and bullshit, bro. And that whole sovereign citizen bullshit, it's an oxymoron, of course, but it's all labeled about financial fraud and schemes and scams and anti-government. I'm not against anti-government. I want the government to operate properly. There are plenty of servants out there, bro, that do the right thing, bro. I'm literally watching one. I want to connect up with this organization that's called Fees and Fines Justice Center. Priya Jones. Shout out Priya Jones in the Fees and Fines Justice Center. She's been working in government for her whole life, and it looks as though she's doing the right thing. My sister has been in government for quite a long time. You know what I'm saying? She was head makeup lady for the whole Obama administration, the whole 8 years. The head senior makeup person, the whole administration at the Obama office cabinet. So it's not. I'm for government if they're doing the right thing. But we have a sickness that we have to heal of corrupt government. It's just like Cash Patel been talking about. We have a sickness within our country. We have to heal that. We have to restore the aspects of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Like if they are violating our happiness, that is a violation. That's how minuscule it can be. But we ain't enforcing the titles. So it's time to enforce those titles. Am I right or wrong in this? I mean, I don't understand any other thing than actual education, or the lack thereof education being the only hindrance for our nation to improve. That's all it boils down to. It boils down to nothing else but education. It's not, it's going to be great when this traffic law reform gets nationwide and we start discussing it in front of committees. But it doesn't necessarily have to even be approved as a petition for there to be change, because the laws are already there. We're reading from it in my playlist, The Most Sacred of Liberties, that you already have every sacred liberty and right to operate as though we are speaking. You don't need anybody to confirm it. It's already been confirmed because it's a sacred liberty. It's not a right given to you. It's a natural right. It is inherent in all things, understanding, knowing, and capacity. It is inherent in the Bible. It is inherent in uh, 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 the Bhagavad Gita. It is inherent in the Quran. It is inherent in all spiritual literature. Like it is natural law that you are free and of your own right free until you harm another. There is no regulation, there is no administration that can be forced upon you. The only way that you can fall into some type of administration or regulation is if you thereby give your consent, right? The consent of the governed, correct? If you have unlimited power to contract, you have unlimited power not to contract. How much more plain and clear can I make it? You have all authority. Line of authority, God, man, the creation of the creator, whatever title you call that, Yahweh, uh, I call it the creator. Okay. I don't think my creator has a name. Okay. My creator is all encompassing. Okay. Is male and female, is everything, all existence. That's what my God is. My God is all existence, right? And the things that are names, just like my ancestors named them in our Nahuat, okay, language, were all kinds of personifications of the manifestations and personalities of reality. Just like all the gods of the Greeks, the Romans, and all that. That's just a duplication of what was already known here in America, okay? Like I'm telling you facts now. I'm giving you a lot here. This is supposed to be a stream just about Hood River, but I'm giving it to you. It's well established. There have been highways on this land for thousands upon thousands of years. So I just, what I be about is I just be about knowledge, because knowledge is power. And the only way that we empower our people is through knowledge. And it's not to go out there and be belligerent. It's not to go out there and flex on those rights to be rude and harass people down the street when they are not in their public capacity or on the job, right? Like if you're going out to do First Amendment audits, do them in an honorable and respectful manner. Stand firm on your square. But when you go out and the public officials are no longer working and you're out there harassing them and calling them names, and that's not the time to redress them, nor is it the way. There's a way to be a leader. There's a way to stand with honor, integrity, morals. There's a way to initiate the change. The initiation of change is through the energy in which you feed and plant into another. It's You're reaping what you sow. If you sow good energy, positive energy, and change by education, through the will of the great creator, by instilling the light and vibration of unity, you will get what you desire. It's not very hard. But if you are out there projecting the negativity, of course you're going to get negativity back. So I hope y'all found this useful in some aspect. I love you all. I want you all to know that I am a part of you. You are a part of me. We become us, or us becomes we. And that is all part of the great I am. Just remember that. Really take that in. There is no color. There is no creed. There is only one. There is only one. In the all ever encompassing moment of now. It has always been now. There's never been a past, or there's never is a future. It has always been and always will be. I love you. Y'all give me some comments. Y'all give the community some comments. Y'all give the world some comments. I love you.